quick video piece. So that's what you're inside of right now. Your feminine energy, which is your circles, and you've got your male energy, which is the straight lines. Bit of scribbling in the back of an old wardrobe that's going, so I've got to leave here. So, you know, it's all going up the tip. And that's what happens when you run out of paper. And yeah, the overlying principle is all compasses are pointing inwards. And that's where we've been called back to. You've got to get back home. Jesus the Son places his light to the centre of the dish where it's been hit in by the black hole sun on a two-way loop, and out comes the astral beam. Hits the parabolic mirror, rains down the Akashic records, rains down the matrix code on you, and this is what's been hid from you. Everything's polarity. You need to bring both your brains together and start living in one again. You need to bring both hemispheres of your brain back together. Stop this polarised view that you've got, because we're not like that. Where we're from, it's just love. Everybody resonates at a higher vibration of love. It's only when you get down into this lower, denser state, you get the illusion of polarity, because it splits into two paths. When you're back in your spiritual divine self, there is no evil as you see it. It's an illusion created within the oversoul of us all. We've split the one true source that's in us into good and bad. That was that was the fall of man, basically. That's when we come out the garden. When we go back, there is no bad. Everybody's just loving, empathetic beings, all going at a higher resonation. So Saturn owns this world, people. Jesus isn't going to save you. To pray to God would be to not agree with God's plan. God's all encompassing. He's with you all the time. You can pray to God, thanking God for what He's given you, thanking God for the air you breathe. Always thank all your fresh foods when you eat it. Pay grace, because that's what God wants. He wants thanks. You know, He don't want you asking for stuff. You don't ask for stuff. You have good times, you have bad times. So everything works this side. There won't be like none of that when we get to the garden, but when we fell, this is where we've come into a polarised world, and until you get this illusion of polarity out your head and you use both hemispheres of your brain, put them back together and start living as oneness and worship and love all again. It's all it's about. You've just got to worship and love everybody. It's not hard. It's just everybody who's got a soul, it can be a loving, empathetic being. If you're doing things that are hurting people and that, you're doing it by choice, and because they've poisoned you to do that, you haven't got to do it. You can be loving, and when you're loving, the universe rewards you. It rewards you with the feeling of bliss and happiness, and now we all know this, because we all feel it now. And as we've said many times, Holy Grail's right over there, all compasses are pointing home. So get your blood over your intent, and get people to Quasi-Luminis's channel, because he clicked onto it, he was chosen, he's give us all the information now, and he's woke us all up, and it is what it is. We all fucking love it. We're all awake, we're all living beings. The Pope can fuck off, he don't own me anymore. My blood's besides my brethren. I'm a free living spiritual being, and I can feel it. When I stare into that sun hour and a half every day, if it's out that long, I don't always get that. I'm living in England, she got a lot of cloud, but if I do it as and when, try and get us about an hour and a half every day. You feel the power coming back in you, feel the energy running through you. You feel the consciousness and the connection with the sun and with Mother Earth. It's an androgynous relationship, male and female. You know, you need to start getting your feminine energy back in, because you're all just being masculine. Steroids, pump up on steroids, rah, 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 straight energy, gimme, materialistic stuff. You're not using your feminine divine principles that you've all got within you, but you've just had them hidden, and you're being hit with a square wave to stop you connecting. But you can rise above it. That square wave becomes ineffective, as we all know now. I swear to God, you know, we're not doing this because we want to wake you all up. It shouldn't be hid. There's this loving, empathetic spirit, this great spirit, this feminine divine energy, and it's beautiful and it's bliss, and it makes you happy, and it makes you feel alive, and it makes you feel good, and they've hid it from you. And when you start connecting with it again, there's no going back. You never want to go back. You know what bliss feels like, and